Hello Libra, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Libra Tarot. It's by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Alright, relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out as needed. All right. So where this is starting is the Nine of Cups. You seem very happy with the relationship is what I'm starting with. And I'm getting your partner seems to be, with the Hierophant, kind of holding true to what's expected. Now, I'm getting what's next is the thing. The challenge card for your partner is the Magician, and I feel like the reason it's the challenge card is how they come forward with what they want to do next. Because I'm getting there's some changes going on here, but it feels like there's slow changes. They're moving towards something, it's starting slow, but it's going to end up in a more dramatic difference over time, but it's a slow change, is where I feel like they're going. But I feel like how they're bringing it forward to you, that's the challenge. Because I feel like if they bring it forward to you in pieces, I feel like that's a little bit more difficult. If they bring it to you all at once and they explain like what their end goal is, that goes better. Because I do feel, just to be honest, the situation does seem to be going in their favor. Your partner does seem to be getting what they want. And I'm getting the Justice is like, this is fair for both of you. This seems to be working out for both of you. This is good for both of you. But I'm getting it's like, if they give it in pieces instead of just showing what their end goal is, I feel like that could be a little bit more like you don't really see it, or you're not really confident about where it's going because they're not giving it to you all at once. Now, I'm getting this as a slow movement, and I feel like that might be part of the problem too. Going slow and not seeing exactly where this is going, because it goes slow, you might not be seeing that there's an actual goal there. Your spiritual card is the Five of Cups, where I'm getting like internally, deep down, you're feeling like, is this going to work out or not? And it's just going so slow, and you're not seeing that end result where this person is going or why they're going so slow, that you're thinking maybe this isn't going to work. It's not like it's not working at this point, but you're like maybe this is going to fail over time because it doesn't seem to be really progressing to you at a pace that it really feels dependable. And I'm getting like your challenge card, and I feel like we're going towards that too, but your challenge card is the Six of Pentacles to like allow this to continue on. And I feel like you have to be the one who actually starts this conversation. You have to like start a very comfortable conversation about how things would be nice a certain way, or like where you ultimately want to be in life. I feel like you're starting a conversation where your ultimate goals are, and like I would love to have this. I'd love to have this type of house. I'd love to have the animals. I'd love to have the children. If that's for you, I'd love to be able to do this. I feel like you're starting a very, like this is your challenge card to start a very comfortable conversation about where you'd like to see life to go. Like just like your ideal situation. And I feel like this might be the kicker to pull your partner towards you so that they kind of like spill the beans about where they're going and why they're going so slow. Because the mystery, honestly, in this situation, I don't feel like the mystery is really working. I feel like the mystery could be a problem here. Because your partner seems to be slow, dedicated movement, but it could be so slow to you that you're questioning if it's actual movement or just like stuff being done to pacify you so that you hang around. Now, I'm getting where you're standing is the World card. You are ready to move forward. You know what you want in life, and you're ready to move forward to get what you want in life. And I'm getting you have a lot of energy to make that happen. And I feel like that's part of the impatience here. Do we want to use impatience? They're saying, yeah, you might be a little impatient. But I'm going to go also to that place as your advocate. Like, if you don't know, if the other person's not telling you, like, if they're not giving you the heads up, I don't really feel like that's fair to say impatient. But that's what's coming through. Oh, so maybe I'm just connecting to Libra energy, and maybe you're going to feel like that's not fair to say. But it's coming through as if it's impatient. I feel like when that information is flowing through me, like the word impatient, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm just getting, like, if you understood what was actually going on the other side, it would feel better. I feel like still, even if you end up finding out, you're still going to think it's going slower than you like. Okay, so I'm getting, like, ideally you start this conversation and you find out where your partner's going. I'm getting, if you're not having that conversation, you're still getting, like, they're telling me the clues are being dropped where you do see where this is going. In the future, more off than now. In the future, more so than now. Because your partner has this Queen of Pentacles going on. They have emotional, steady movement forward, very dependable. They know what they want. They know where they're going. And I feel like it's quite obvious to you where this is going. But they're telling me, even though you're starting to see that, you got the Two of Swords, it's taking too long, and you want it to come a lot faster. Okay, this is where the impatience seems to fit a little better. Because you're seeing it, and you're like, all right, I see where it seems like it's going that way, but you're like, can we go faster? Can we just get there? I think that makes sense. Now, what's going on? Like, your partner is standing with this spot of temperance. Like, they're going slow, they're taking their time, they're making their decisions very carefully. They seem to be enjoying it, to be honest with you. And you got two face cards with them, two face down cards. Health and magical powers. Now, magical powers to me in this deck, it's more about what they have in front of them and what they can do with what they have in front of them. I'm getting they can move forward faster. And I'm getting the face down with the magical powers, and the health is like, it could actually work out better for them too for this to go a little faster. This is face down though. So I feel like they're not going to bring this forward. You're going to have to dig this up. You're going to have to dig this up because they can go faster. And I feel like that could actually work for them too. Which, again, I'm coming back to that. See, they're saying the reason they're giving the impatient here is because you feel it coming in. And they're saying you can push this forward to make it go faster, but you got to wait a little longer. It's like you can't do that today is kind of what I'm feeling. You got to wait till you kind of see a more grounded view, or at least get this conversation going where you pull it out of them where they're going. Once you have more of a grounded, stable standing about where your partner is headed, you can increase the speed, but you got to have that standing. You got to have your feet planted firmly on the ground, knowing where they stand. Okay. I don't know if I showed this, but the Justice card is on their side. Like, this is going to work out for both of you. I think I did. Because I do feel like this is going well. And I'm getting once you have either the conversation or in the future where you're seeing where they're going, it's just taking too long. That's your cue to, like, start edging it, start increasing the speed. You're gonna have to dig it up though, because you have to make sure they're on point with it. I'm feeling like you have to work at it to get it going faster. You're gonna have to really work at it, but they can do that, and it could be good for them too. I just feel like you're going to have to work on it. If you don't push it forward or dig that up, it's going to keep going forward just slowly. Because they're saying what makes this better for you is to have that courage to push that chariot forward. Your courage to get on that chariot and charge forward and take that lead. It's going to take a bit of courage on your side, because once you have your stable footing, I feel like you can do this. You can move it forward. And they're saying it may take a little courage because you're a little nervous about it, but once you do that, the energy on the other side is the King of Cups with the safe travel. The other person will follow, will go along with it. They will go faster. They will. If this is matching if everything is matching correctly. Because I'm getting that The King of Cups, they have a lot of love for you. And I'm getting the safe travel is like, they already know that this is going to work out the way they want it to. They already see where this is going. So going faster isn't a problem. It just really isn't. But you're the one who has to kick it forward. They're going to go slowly, enjoy it slowly, one step at a time. They're not going to move very fast. They're just going to enjoy one step at a time and go slowly. If you want it to go faster, they already agree on the destination. They already know you're going to both get there. And they know that you know that. So they're just like, why not? If you want to go faster, I guess we can go faster. And they will. They just will. Like, safe travel is telling me they already know you're going to end up in the same spot anyway. But I feel like they're bringing it back again with the patience thing. Like, right now is not the time. You either have to have that conversation and, like, through conversations, get it going faster, or when you see them in the future, you definitely know where they're headed. That's when your moment is. But they're saying you're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to slowly click that dial forward to get it going faster and faster. Otherwise, it's like you're at speed 1. You want to be at speed 5. If you just leave it alone, it'll stay at speed 1 and you'll get there at that rate. But if you want it to go faster, you got to click it up to like 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. You know what I mean? You have to click it up slowly, but you'll get it to where you want it to be. The other side seems conducive with that, because I feel like you're slowly turning it forward. You're getting it going a little bit by little bit. Like, I don't feel like you can just go from 1 to 5. I feel like that would be a problem. But you can get it going faster. Okay. That's Libra. Relationships. Let's do Libra single and see what we got for you guys. What do you have for these Libra singles? Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. What do we have for Libra singles? Okay. Okay. Libra singles. All right. It seems like where you're standing now is the Seven of Cups. And I'm getting mostly this is about wondering what really can happen here. I'm getting somebody came towards you. Do I want to say that? I feel like somebody kind of came towards you, but you kind of pulled them. Like, I feel like you put out the vibe, or whatever you want to say. You put it out there that you were interested, and then they came towards you. Like, I don't feel like you went towards them, but I feel like you were open to it, and you made it obvious that you were open to them. And then they came towards you. Now, I feel like this is interesting because you got in the past the Knight of Cups and the Magical Powers. I just feel like you were very interested in this person, but you seem to like drop the hint quite well, whatever way you did that. And then they literally came towards you. And they like, almost, I feel like they even asked you out or something. They showed interest in you. They came towards you, but you made it quite obvious that you were open to it. So this happened. That seemed great. The thing is, I feel like the Seven of Cups here is telling me that you're kind of like, all right, now that I got this, now that it's happening, like, you're seeing there's pitfalls here. There's definite pitfalls. And I feel like that's very unique to your situation, and I feel like you probably know what that means. Either there's something that seems to be, like, a glitch in the system, there's something that could be pulling you apart, or there's something that makes this relationship strained. It doesn't seem like... Because I don't feel like it's an actual relationship at this point. You're just kind of seeing each other, but you're seeing the pitfalls. And I'm getting... at the bottom, the Ten of Pentacles makes me feel like the reason this is at the bottom is because you're looking for something more stable, and you're wondering with the Seven of Cups, is that possible here? For some of you, I feel like there's a travel aspect involved, and I keep getting that. For others of you, there's like a family or obligation thing going on here. And there's just like, it just feels like there's a lot of ruckus or a lot of instability about, actually locking this in. It just feels like there's a lot of challenges, to be honest. And I feel like the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom is like, you might be looking at it like you want something a bit more stable. And you're feeling like this might be just way too much work, and it just might end up being work rather than love in the long run. So I feel like you're trying to balance it out. You're trying to decide, like, is this real? Is this really going to be something? Is this better left where it is? And the Five of Swords is at the top. This person came towards you. You do seem to be seeing each other. You do seem to have that power to either move it forward or move it on. But it's like a fruitless victory. It's like you get to choose. And I do feel like the chemistry is there, but you're just kind of like, even though it's there, there's so many challenges. Even though I can have this if I want it, it may not work out. And it just may be like that fruitless victory. Like, yeah, I can have what I want, but do I really want this? And it's not really about the person, it's about the circumstances is what it more feels like. Because it's just looking like, yeah, the emotional connection's there, we get along, but there could be such a heavy burden of work that comes along with it. You're not really sure if this is a good idea. And you're very much the Two of Pentacles in your thoughts. You're really trying to think this out. You really, really, really are looking into this. This is not something you're taking lightly. But I'm getting here the Justice with the Page of Wands. I'm getting the Justice is kind of like, you're kind of setting this up to kind of finish itself off is kind of what I'm getting. Because that Page of Wands is more of a passive player, but he's an active player. And I'm getting you're kind of setting this up for it to kind of solve itself. Because I feel like the way you're looking at it is like, I don't think this is going to work in the long run. But I don't want to like just cut ties abruptly. I just kind of want to let this kind of simmer out on its own. It's just kind of like it cool off on its own and kind of move on its own, because you're not really in a relationship. It's more of a dating thing, more of a casual thing. And I feel like the way you're looking at this is like, I'll just kind of set it up to let it kind of take its own course and let it go from there. Because I feel like that's what you're kind of doing. And I'm getting what's coming next in the future is the Seven of Swords. It's kind of like letting things kind of go on their own, kind of sneaking out in the night, just kind of disappearing from the situation. I feel like you're seeing each other less and less, and you're feeling better. I feel like you're feeling more confident that that was the right thing to do. Again, this is very interesting because you're not actually in a relationship, but it feels like it's somebody you've been seeing casually, and I just feel like you want it to kind of go away or go on without making an issue of it. And I feel like you're seeing each other less and less, and you're feeling like that was the right decision. And I'm getting the other person seems to be going on their own direction, and they got the Destiny card here. Like, you seem to have connected that this was going to happen anyway. I'm getting the way you're handling this seems fine, because the other person was heading in another direction anyway. Life was going to take them in another direction, whether they knew it or not. And I feel like you might be connecting to it on an intuitive level. There we go. Knowing that this was kind of going to come to a closure one way or another. Because I do feel like they're moving on anyway. And I just feel like the way this is ending, it's like nothing is uncomfortable. Nothing is like, there's no hard feelings with either side. Because where this ends up is like, I feel like the Page of Swords with the Hanged Man and the Fool are all coming together at once. You seem to be aware of each other. You're realizing that nothing can... You're both realizing that at this point in the future, because their life is going a different direction, that there's really nothing to be done. This really can't go any farther the way it was. And I get that Fool card, like you're both just heading out in different directions. No hard feelings. It's just pretty much accepting, like, there was nothing else left to do. And you're looking at each other but not really communicating is what I'm getting. Even though that Page of Swords could communicate, I'm getting it's more of a spying energy. We're like looking at each other across the room like, I'm over here, you're over there. you're going to go out that door, I have to go out this door. I mean, there's just nothing left. There's no hard feelings. There's nothing you can do about it, and you're just both going forward on your own paths. I don't feel like there's any hard feelings here. I just don't feel like there's any hard... I feel like that's good. I just feel like if this reading is coming to you, you may be questioning if you really should be doing that. I'm getting it's fine. For this situation, it seems to work out. I think that's it. Okay. I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.